Matters affecting Nigeria and her neighbors were also of interest to the president, who appealed to the international community not to further delay or downplay the need for humanitarian intervention in Nigeria's northeast and the Lake Chad Basin. The occasion was a high-level event on the humanitarian crisis in the Lake Chad Basin, which was jointly sponsored by the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, the African Union, the European Union, and the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. At the conclusion of his 5-day activities during the 71st session of the United Nations General Assembly, UNGA 71, President Muhammadu Buhari declared that he had a very successful outing.
Sincerely speaking, the outing is an excellent one because, one, Mr. President meeting with his other colleague on the Nigerian issues, ranging from insecurity, Niger Delta organic cleanup, environmental, SDGs, and other bilateral talks. So you can understand that Nigeria has achieved in this 71st General Assembly organized by the United Nations. My takeaway actually is from what the Mr. President presented before the United Nations, the issue of Nigeria and the position of Nigeria, and what Nigeria is doing, informing the world about the effort that we are making, more especially in the area where we make a very, very serious effort to stop our IDPs migrating to Europe. Over 2 million IDPs in the northeast, Borno, Yobe, and Adamawa. They are being resided in the IDPs, and government from the federal, local, and states are managing the situation, protecting them to make attempts to go to Europe, which is the global problem, without getting the huge support or without getting the support supposed to, either from Europe or from the United Nations or from the American government.
You can see that Nigeria is back. Nigeria is clearly back. I was here with the president last year, for example, and it was his maiden UN General Assembly outing, because this was barely months after our election. We didn't even have ministers then. He just took a few of us who were on his campaign team out with us, with him on that particular occasion. And we learned a few lessons from that particular engagement, and we've factored that into the preparation for this. And the Foreign Affairs team has really done well, in spite of the fact that we don't have a permanent representative here at this particular time. We've not missed out a bit. Things have worked seamlessly. The president has stated the case of Nigeria very admirably. He has not hidden the challenges that we're confronted with, particularly with the downturn in the economy as a result of the falling oil prices, but he has also articulated very clearly the vision for transformation and the alignment between that vision for transformation and the sustainable development goals. Because for him, it's about the future of Nigeria. It's not just about now. And in the adversity that we're currently experiencing, the president stated the opportunities that are there in diversifying the revenue base of our country. And I think most discerning observers would give him kudos for the way he has performed. Our president is not a showman. He's not given to flowery exhibitionism. That's not his style. But in his understated elegance, people really see the integrity shine through. They see the commitment. They see the passion with which he articulates the vision of a new Nigeria.
And we're so pleased that he raised issues, very serious issue about Commission on the Development and Growth of the Youth. The United Nations should take it as part of the resolutions and then follow it through. Then after that, he also raised the issue of access to funds which have been stolen, and he also raised the issue of Lake Chad, the issue. And on Lake Chad, we today had Nigeria, Italy, Jordan, the European Union had a meeting on migrations and movement of internally displaced persons. And Nigeria made a statement. The Nigerian delegation was led by the Minister of Internal Affairs of Interior. We made a presentation as a follow-up to what Mr. President raised on the floor of the General Assembly. And I think Nigeria's outing has been one of the greatest and the highest. And we are pleased that all the world leaders with which Mr. President has interacted and those who've had opportunity to comment on the presentation of President Buhari and Nigeria on the floor have praised and honored President Buhari, one, on his presentation, two, his leadership of Nigeria, three, his anti-corruption stance, four, his elevation of the status of Nigeria in the eyes of the international community.
Happy that our president has been able to attend. We have held lots of meetings, but beyond the appearance at the General Assembly, there have been lots of bilateral talks. Many other heads of state who came in here. Opportunities like this don't present themselves too often. One location, all in a hotel complex together, talking to each other about issues which connect us with them, things we need from them, things they need from us. Within this 1 week, our president has met close to 9 or 10 other presidents and heads of state and discussed a number of issues. One of the most strategic is the Lake Chad issue, the drying up of the Lake Chad, the cleaning up of Ogoni, as you saw today in the signing of the environment agreement from Paris.
In terms of synergy, in terms of intelligence sharing, and in terms of international conferences, we are sure that these countries are ready to assist, and we also want to show our commitment that we need international community to be with us. Not minding on, remember that within our sub-region also we've been trying to get all of them together. In terms of Lake Chad Basin Commission countries, we have been standardizing with them to see final push or final stop at this uncertainty in our sub-region.
We just reinforce the seriousness of Nigeria to get back on track and to begin to lead in the continent, lead in the world. We are facing many challenges, and every time the President comes out to show what it is we're doing, but also reinforce the additional support we need, it's a good thing. And I think that we came away with positive responses and much more investment than we had before we got here.
This year's United Nations General Assembly couldn't have happened at a more present time for a nation that is currently battling an economic crisis, a war on terror and its aftermath, and seeking to develop despite the odds. Nigeria needs all the help it can get on the international front. Having knocked on doors and nurtured friendships, she can only now hope that the President's labor will begin to yield fruit very soon too.